bitch, my heart? Nah. I'm geeked up on Medis, I'm ready. Hot check in my cup and it's heavy. Shoot choppers up close, it's sweaty. I'm in the trap finger fucking the fatty. It's sweaty.
That was nice. Welcome everybody to the Soul Table. I am RBD, your regular black dude, Evan, and I'm here with my counterpart.
I'm Carl. Y'all know me. I am, what do you say this? A professional hype beast.
King. Go ahead with the shit.
Nah, I am the sneaker king of Philly.
All right.
I'm professional hype beast, connoisseur of everything fire. You know what I'm saying? So
solid. So we got a great show for y'all today. We're gonna get into a lot of things. So without any hesitation further ado, we're just gonna jump right into it.
We pretty much talking about the origins of sneaker culture from way back when we were kids. And we're going to show our age a little bit here. Matter of fact, before we were kids, and then when we were kids, and leading to certain things like, to start out of what the D-boys is wearing on the block. You know, everybody liked Adidas sweatsuits, wearing Diodoras. Because, Nike wasn't a thing back then. Like, all the dope boys was out there.
So we're going back to the 80s.
Yeah. Way back in the 80s. Sometimes even the 70s. Like,
I can honestly, I'm going to keep it a buck. I can probably only go back to the 90s because I was born in the 80s.
Yeah, so was I. So
I
listen.
I thought you like
they do all these little documentaries on TV and whatnot. So stuff, Like, the Larry Bird era and the Magic Johnson era, we was just, coming in there.
That was a corny era if you really think about it, because everybody, they didn't have their own sneaker, they had their own colorway. Like, for real, nobody was really trapping for Converse. Like, was you really, come on, man. Like, you trapping for some yellow and purple Magic Johnsons?
Not at all. But then again, back then, it wasn't really that much that you really had. Like,
you just had a different colorway of Converse. Like, that's it. It's like you gonna take this. First of all, what really is fucking me up is they gave a white dude an all black shoe. Yes, Larry Bird, that was wrong, but it's okay. Like we good. But just looking back at like the old commercial,
commercial was fire.
Or it was still dope, but they had to have Larry rap. At some point, we'll probably play a clip for that. I can never understand that. Like, hey, I got my own shoe. No, nigga, you got your own colorway.
That's true. That's the one thing, and things weren't really. How do you say that? They didn't really pop off until because Nike was in the game for a while.
Well, yeah, since the late 70s. Started off with like the tailwind. Yeah, I have a pair.
Mostly running and tennis shoes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the Forrest Gumps, the Cortezes. When did they come up?
I don't know, but I think the name Forrest Gump.
Well, we branded it Forrest Gump in the 90s, so we branded it that. But remember the niggas out the West Coast, they was wearing this shit like all the time.
Of course, but the fact that he was sitting on a bench with a box of chocolates talking to random people about his whole life, people just sat there and listened.
I ain't gonna lie to you, it's one of my favorite movies. Yo.
My favorite part, I'm gonna tell you right now, is when they go, "Hey, there's some coons trying to get in." I'm gonna leave it right there. But that's probably the best part of the movie. I don't care what nobody say. That's the best part.
The Nike Cortez dropped in 1972.
72.
So
like I
that's
said,
probably the first one.
Yeah, Nike, Converse was leading the way basically in the basketball situation. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, basketball.
They played in straight Converse. Regular canvas chucks.
Yeah, dog.
No ankle support.
Trash. Their feet must have looked like fucking.
Wilt scored a buck with no ankle support. Mad respect to the legend. Rest in peace.
Hold on. So what was Bill Russell wearing?
You said what?
What was Bill Russell wearing? He's wearing the same thing.
He's wearing chucks too. He just didn't give 100 points.
Yo, can you imagine? You know how like the tip of your toes, like when I wore trucks, like I only wore like one pair.
Oh no, like you talking about like a woman, like when the feet crunch up at the top in a shoe. I ain't saying I put my foot in a high heel. I'm just observant.
Actually,
you're definitely right.
So based off some research, Bill Russell actually wore Bristols. They look like canvas They're a canvas sneaker.
Canvas sneak is a Bristol. What's a Bristol?
A Bristol was basically a low top chuck.
And I'm sorry, folks. That
sounds like a nice spring day.
We definitely didn't introduce the man behind the ones and twos. Mr.
Uncle Mike. Give it up. Yeah, definitely give it up for Uncle Mike.
Yeah, got to. Shout out to the dip. But going from Converse over into, because remember, Mike always wore Adidas, and he really liked Adidas. Like straight from the court after North Carolina, he would go straight to.
Wore a lot of Adidas.
To Adidas.
I have Adidas socks on right now.
Yeah, you do. He does. I had checked. He got Adidas socks.
Hey, listen.
What a quinky dink.
Mike really liked Adidas, and from there, he would play in the cons.
No. See, that's the thing. That's the thing that people really fail to realize. Like Adidas was the shit. Like was the shoe.
Yeah.
Forget the backstory, of how it started. Forget everything. It was just a shoe. It was like you had to get your Adidas stripe, because it was asymmetrical. Everything asymmetrical, people tend to gravitate to. So it would only be fitting if Mike wanted to be a part of the crowd and just wear Adidas.
That's true, and everybody was rapping about it. Let's not forget about Run DMC and all them. They was definitely rapping about it. Rakim and Eric B. They was on it too, wasn't they?
I don't know. They had a lot of gold jewelry on, a lot of nugget jewelry.
Well, remember they were supposed to be the dope boys back, the rap game back then. So
they was, but I think he had a T1 sweatsuit on in the video. He had the hard part.
Yeah,
and he had no Nikes on. He had no Forces.
I
feel like he an Air Force One rapper though.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely a black Air Force One rapper.
For sure. So moving on, I watched there last weekend.
You know what? Yeah, and I'm glad you did because I made you watch it because honestly, that crept up in my top 10 favorite movies.
It was really good to be honest, and I'm not one for. I'm not going to sit up here and be biased because it's a sneaker movie, but it was really good. It showed a lot of the history and some of the main details that were behind some of this the Jordan 1 and some of Nike's real sneakers and how Phil Knight really acted, and I thought it was really good.
My man had a purple Porsche.
Listen, back then, that's something. That was something.
Yo,
yeah, Phil was killing it. But
I don't think I would have went to work. I'd have just been driving the beach, just scooping. Just you want these Nikes? Getting this Porsche.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, like with the I didn't know Peter Moore was that. How do you say?
Influential.
Not just
prominent.
Influential, but how he was.
So hold on, before you go on that, what part in the movie, did you expect? But turned out it was different.
The way that he just was he didn't want to even be there. I knew that Nike really wasn't a thing for Mike. Mike didn't want to do that. But the way that he was so in there and he just didn't give a fuck. He just was
Well, they ain't really show him in the movie. I had to look him up on IMDb. I was like, there's his face.
Yeah.
Well,
but the silhouette did look like him.
Ain't that hard to be? Just a 6'6" black dude with a low fro and a blazer.
Yeah. But they had the walk down pat too though. He even had that weird.
I didn't see the walk. I listen. From what I got, and it was the parts in the movies where I was I thought it was different. The meeting with his mom, they overplayed it. Said he showed up at the house and he really didn't, or whatever the case may be. But his mom's hand in Jordan getting the Nike, to me personally, it's just me, was monumentous because it caused a cultural change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying if Mike don't go to Nike, we don't have Air Max 1. We obviously don't have any of the Jordan line because it's not going to the Adidas. But what I'm saying is this one person who never touched a basketball outside of the commercial where she dunked on Mike. Y'all seen it. I seen it. We all seen it. And this person here literally is the driving force behind a lot of the stuff we have right now.
Yeah, and
So-
when she asked for percentages and all that, that wasn't a thing beforehand.
Right.
Even Phil was like,
but that,
yo,
that,
created a
that,
monster.
that didn't shock me. That didn't shock me at all because, again, you got this type of player who is transcendent, and he's that type of he was a dog. Let's put that out there.
Sure.
Straight up dog. No questions. I don't know how he fell to number 3. Obviously because of his height. Then it wasn't like a guard driven game at the time. But the fact that somebody else could see that what this person is going to do, not just because you have him, but that vision created another vision that we all get to look at and just go like, thank you, Dolores, high five.
Yeah.
Like if I see her, I'm gonna dap her up.
Man, listen, I got questions. I got like a lot of questions, like how she handled, certain things. Because she was really, like you said, she was the driving force behind a lot of it.
Right.
So, that being said, I want to get back to Peter Moore because I was really, really like, I don't know, like I like to see people in their element. And when he was actually skateboarding, I was like, oh shit. Like, really? Like he's one of them dudes? Like he was really like, he doing it like it don't even matter. Like we out here right around the damn car too. Phil was upset. Like, if he scratches my fucking car.
As he should be, but that's what all genius got an outlet.
Hey.
Like, and then when you're not using it, what are you doing? Like, you can equate that to, any type of creator. Tyler the Creator, he skateboards all the time, and then you listen to his music, you be up there like, yo, this shit crazy.
Yeah, for sure. So let me ask you, what are some of your top sneaker designers?
Every Tinker's at the top of the list, obviously.
I mean, he's a legend.
No question to ask.
And Tinker, my fault. Let me cut you off. But Tinker created some of the hottest sneakers that we have now, from Air Max 1 to he didn't create the Jordan 1s. He stepped into the Jordan line around Air Jordan 3. He gave you a piece of the Nike Air Zoom generation, which is a LeBron. Mm-hmm. Man, we could go down the line, not to mention, the Air Max. Air Max is something that he created.
Well, so with Tinker, like he's obviously my favorite.
He's a legend.
You obviously you know me, Mike. You know me. I am an Arab. Like I love Jordans. I wear a lot of them. Got a lot of them. I'm a Jordan dude. Mm-hmm. But I separate that. That's like when somebody asks you who your favorite rapper is, and then you go Hove. You like, yo, you can't use him. He transcended now. He ain't on that level of who's out right now.
Yeah.
So I put him on that type of level because it's fair. He did so much. He transcended Nike to another level. Behind you is about 1, 2.
Just 1 and 2.
Yeah, just 2 pairs.
No.
I can't. No, just one.
Yeah, he was a part.
I can't. Honestly, I can't really see that far.
Yeah, he was a part of the Agassi, the Andre Agassi's.
Well, you said what?
He was a part of the Agassi.
Yeah, if you're part of Agassi, then he's also part of Air Max 1.
Yeah.
So that's 2.
Yeah.
That's it. So to be fair, his design, his eye, like most people don't know, he designed Michael Keaton Batman. He designed his boots.
Yeah.
Like that's
and they were from a Jordan 6, right? Yeah. They are from a Jordan 6.
Yeah. Because it's a high top jump. But
yes, Jordan 6.
It's shit like that. So he transcends. I don't think that's fair. Keep him on that same level. That's just how I see. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still going to use him because I'm an Air Max 1, Air Max 90 type of dude. Like, I'm going to put them, I'm going to wear them, But if you ask me, like, who I tend to look at, it's his brother, Toby. Like, Toby played around with, Nike Free. And if you know me, what you do, my favorite is the Nike Free Huarache. Mm-hmm. Like the blue one, like the marine blue. Mm-hmm. Fellas, I could wear that shoe everywhere. If I could paint it, I'd be like George Costanza when he wore his Timberlands because he got an extra 2 inches of height. Like, that shoe is my nirvana. I can wear that shoe all day. I'm glad he was around to make that. Like, but then again, you got to understand he did grow up with a genius in his household, so something had to rub off on him.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
So that's one of them. I got to give more.
As many as you want. We're trying to give y'all a little bit of knowledge here. Why not?
Scott Hewitt for Reebok.
Question. Right?
Yep.
Question.
Questions and first 7 Iversons. So watching as a kid, growing up, loving Iverson, all of us in this room had a pair of Iversons. I don't care.
Oh yeah, it was just a Philly thing.
It was just a Philly thing. We had it was just support. It was Philly. You had braids. This man like caused a citywide culture shock. Like we wanted this. But I remember like when the questions first came out, like the red ones and then the blue ones, the blue pearlite, the blue leather tip, you couldn't find them shits nowhere. Like you could find a display, and the display would be in a size 6.5. Don't nobody wear no 6.5. You wear 6.5. You wear 6.5. Don't make that face. I'm just saying. Don't nobody wear 6.5. And to watch, all of us like grow up and go, we want it. Like before he went to Denver, like it was hard as hell getting those shoes, no matter what. So just understanding what that person meant to our culture. Like, I don't mean like our culture, but our culture in sneakers, like,
yeah,
it's monumentous.
I have a few, but the first person I really want to talk about is Eric Avar. He was
I figured you were gonna say that.
Influential through a lot of my favorite sneakers. We talking about the gloves, the Air Max Penny line, some of the Gobies, Air Foamposites. Like Eric Avar had his hand in almost everything. He even, like I said, he touched a LeBron, the Zoom Generations. Eric Avar was remember, there's 3 people that came up with the Zoom Generation.
Well, I'm assuming, just doing the math, the first 3
it was
Zooms.
Ken.
First 3 LeBrons are Zooms, so that means Avar definitely did. He touched those 3. He had to be in one of those 3.
Yeah, he was Eric Avar and Ken. I'm trying to remember his name. It was Ken.
Well, if that's the case, if you're bringing up Kobe, then
his name is Ken Link. Ken Link came up. Ken Link, Eric Avar, Tinker Hatfield came up with the Zoom Generation.
So
it took a lot of people to come up with that.
Well, yeah, you see what that shoe does. Like again, we had this conversation maybe like a day or 2 ago. We were talking about Zoom and talking about flights and talking about Foamposite. Like the technology that these shoes are requiring is literally out of this world at this point.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're actually misusing, the technology and not realizing what we're supposed to do with it.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead. Give him the knowledge that you gave me the other day.
Oh yeah. So we were talking, and I pointed out like Carl thinks I hate the Foamposite. I don't hate Foamposites. I love Foamposites. It's just niggas ruined them. Y'all know, like. We ruined them. They made them in too many different colorways. Just putting them on for 2 different stuff and showing up in places they shouldn't have been. Not realizing that this is a full blown basketball shoe that's supposed to mold to your feet. Like you got to put heat on them so they mold to your feet. That's what it's for. Like that's why it's so hard to really mess up the Foamposite. Like it's damn near impossible. It's damn near indestructible shoe. And I appreciate that technology. I appreciate what went into it. Like to make that shoe. Might have cost them $2,000, but they selling it to you for like $180. Well, now it's $220 to get $250 to get the shoe, but still, to understand the technology for it, and it's supposed to like the fact that it's going to mold to your foot, and it's just literally just going to be your foot in a sock, in a cast iron sock, is nothing short of awesome. This is like understanding Huaraches, albeit people running them. That was for tennis.
They turned it into a basketball shoe. Kobe made it a thing. So
and girls running around with these shoes on, trying to get on people's motorcycles. Nobody remembers that. I'm the only person? All right, cool.
So the first shoe that Jordan wore when he was a Bull was not a Jordan 1. It was a lot of stuff with the Jordan 1 because of the colors, and it had to be banned and this, that, and the third. So they actually, before production even began on the Jordan 1, he was wearing an Airship. And they're starting now to re-release all the Airships in different colorways.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, me and Evan are really here for that. Like, I appreciate the Airships. I really like them, even though I would love to get my hands on a pair of Bike Airs, the Nigel Sylvester ones. Like, it's just not fair.
That's not cool.
Bro. Like, don't get me wrong. I set up for
cool.
for the every games, but
Naj, that's not cool.
I really would love to get my hands on a pair of them, man. Like, I'll pay through the nose for them. Like, I really want them.
I'm not going to do that. You can just give me a pair, but that's not cool. You could have let Bike Air.
Dog, and you should see the different details on the crack leather. Not to mention the small swoosh, and where it's like blue at, it's not blue. It's certain whites. Like, it's just. That shoe was. I'm really hating on PJ Tucker right now. Like,
it's PJ Tucker. You knew he was gonna get it.
Yeah, I know.
It's PJ. Shit. If I make a shoe, I'm gonna give it to PJ. Hey, PJ, take this shoe. He might not. I think he ain't gonna be with the Sixers this season. But that's a whole nother story.
All right. So, like, what are some of the most iconic sneakers? And me and you were talking about this the other day. We have throughout sports history.
Now, when you do that, when you say that, you mean like most recognizable?
No, like something that just stops you in your tracks. And me and you were talking about the Mac attacks the other day.
Now, that really won't stop a lot of people in their tracks because they don't know what that shit is.
True. Right now, y'all probably thinking it's a Travis Scott with a backward swoosh. That's not the case.
I've been asking for this shoe for about a year. I've been searching for it. I can only find it in like.
Personally, because I've been asking for these shoes since.
No. I'm talking about the restore it.
Probably.
I'm talking about the restore it. Like,
oh yeah.
To redo it. Like, I found it in the 7.
Yeah.
I found it in the 6.5. I'm not restoring that unless it's for me. I'm not doing no. And if I do that, you know what? I'm gonna just do it. Yeah. Because even though like the new ones when they do come out, I'm gonna age mine to make them look like they from '85. I'm not gonna walk around with no fresh like Mac attacks. Like I've been wanting them for a minute. Like,
I'm gonna walk around with them being fresh. I'm definitely doing that.
It's because you light skin. That's what y'all do. Y'all gotta
go with this shit,
pristine and whatnot. But a shoe that stops you dead in your tracks, like you like, damn, this nigga I'm about to jump him. Like that type of. Because I'm thinking if you just saying like something that was actually technology based, or something that was like, yo, it was different. It was like it might have changed the game. And I ain't a big fan of these people, and I just brought it up. Zig Tech. Think about it. That shoe was so out of this world that nobody wanted to wear it because you couldn't put that shit on with a lay. You couldn't, but it might have been the most comfortable shoe.
The Reeboks?
The Reebok joint, yeah.
They were a good workout shoe. I did have a pair.
You had a pair. I remember that shit.
Yeah, I had a pair to work out in.
You just worked out in them?
They were actually a very comfortable shoe.
I believe you, but you just worked out.
Oh no, I wasn't like throwing some Levi's on top of them. Like,
no disrespect. You know,
it was like that's one, and my second one. Y'all probably gonna remember this shit, but remember the Dada line? You remember the Dada line? With Chris Webber and Latrell Sprewell, they spinning, nigga. Them Jones was spinning. Oh man, it was a terrible shoe. But when you think about it, you like, all right, that shit was fun.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, we had some. That's questionable. Very questionable.
But it's a legit like iconic shoe. If you seen somebody
like a British Knight.
Like if you see somebody with some Chris Webber Dadas on, you be like, yo, you really got mahogany wood on your feet. Like you out here with these cherry wood. Like you out here with they spinning.
And people was actually playing basketball.
They was hooping in them. And like I remember being on the court and somebody spinning it and they jumped so hard and shit was like they in my ear. And I was like, Hey, yo, my man, slow down your acceleration, bro.
I was just saying, the guy that made them, he was the same guy that did. He did some what you call for AN1. Am I right? The AN1 sneakers, the basketball sneakers.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure he worked for Daewoo, and they defunct too. Also, too, back to the just jumping back real fast. Another crazy designer, Tom Ledecky.
Yeah.
So he's credited with creating the Grinches. And I believe from 4 to 7 with the Kobe's, and he left there. And now he's doing Steph Curry shoes.
Oh, so he's with Under Armour now.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, ain't nobody rushing to go put no Steph Curry's on unless they hooping. That's it. It's just a one-purpose shoe.
I ain't gonna lie to you. The last ones, my man, he be wearing them when he plays ball. The last ones, if you play it right, you can wear them. They actually look pretty
Not
good.
putting no Under Armours
The
on.
last one is, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I missed out on the Rock sneakers too, and I really wanted them.
I'm not putting no Bulls on my heels.
I really wanted that one.
No Bulls.
All right, so
You should have called them the no bullshits.
when it comes to like certain, like very very iconic sneakers to me,
These the bullshits.
outside the foams and stuff like that, and I'm talking about in sports history.
Okay.
Like the Agassiz are like they're so up there for me.
So obviously Bo Jackson. People will lose their mind if
Jackson's.
they ever come out with them pink bows again. The
Yeah.
hot pink with the blue. Somebody gonna lose their life.
What else came out that?
I'm serious.
All right, so a lot of people right now are trying to get their hands on the first Adidas Kobe one. I think this, just
the
because
Crazy
it
Eights?
passed. No, not the Crazy Eights, the Kobe one. The ones that are they're designed after his Audi TT. A lot of these sneakers were designed.
Oh, you talking about the foam
West
joint?
Coast. Yeah, the foam ones.
The Aston
Yeah,
Martin
they,
joint?
yeah, they look like no.
Or the Audi. Wasn't that
the
the
ones
Audi?
was the Audi TTs. The ones
The
was the Audi
Audis.
TTs.
The joint that looked like a
The number
fucking
2 was
shoebox?
the Aston Martin. The number 2 was the Aston Martin. Everybody kept saying that they look like spaceship shoes. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, if I get my hands on a pair that's somewhat fresh, I'm going to grab.
But then I can repair those, so you can just get them to me. They'll be back to being fresh.
Okay.
We could do that on it.
But I really like that sneaker is so iconic to me because Kobe was he just took it and did something else with it.
Kobe was trash.
He was fucking fried.
Garbage.
Not just that, because I'm gonna go down the Adidas line too. Because when Adidas started making sneakers for individual players, their line like turned up for me, like because they did make a very good quality shoe. And like, all right, so I'm gonna give you 3, and it's arguable, but this is my opinion. You got the Derrick Roses.
Nope.
That line was very very nice.
I after he broke both his knees and became the bull from Unbreakable. What was the dude in the wheelchair?
You're talking about Mr. Glass, but that we can leave that there. My homeboy, and I hate to shout you out like this because everybody has their problems, but that's AD. AD is Mr. Glass, bro.
No, AD is Mr. Breadsticks. That man made breadsticks.
But listen, when he hooping, it is what it is. But that's a different conversation.
I'll bust his ass too.
Oh Jesus God! Anyway, on the number 2 for me is you can't forget about the T-Mac line. The T-Mac line was crazy. I was wearing them in college. Them Jones they were different. And I mean, I remember you seeing me coming from practice. You was like, "What's got on your feet?" I was like, "Bro, it's T-Mac." T-Mac. And he was wearing them with Houston. He's like, "Yo, them Jones look all right." The T-Mac line was pretty good, man. It was very,
I wasn't
very
much
good.
of, like I said, I wasn't much of an Adidas dude. Like I had the Crazy Eights with the Iverson 4s. Wore them in Australia. It was a dope shoe. But when it came to Adidas, I just was never.
Now, you know something that I missed out on that
Actually,
I'm
lying. I wanted the Kevin McAllisters. The first Home Alone.
Yeah.
When he was jumping up, I'm living alone.
You talking about the Adidas
I'm
ones,
living
right?
alone. Yeah, they
Well,
came out.
I mean, they came out. Yeah,
They did. They
yeah,
did.
It's Christmas time. They came out.
I ain't get them, but I'm gonna get them.
But outside of that, of course, like the regular players, they come out with this stuff. But like I said, we missing out on some things too with Reebok, Shaq attacks.
Oh, Shaq Gnosis was the shit. Shaq Gnosis was the shit.
Hold on, not just that. Adidas also had the Dikembes, the first Dikembes.
Oh, the Dickum Bays.
Yeah, them Jones. Pause.
Dickenbay.
Pause.
If you read his name, it look like say Dickenbay. I'm just saying.
But no, there's some very, very iconic outside basketball, inside basketball. And like I said, I slept. There's one sneaker that I did sleep on that was a cross trainer that I meant to always grab. And it was the Zoom Darrell Revis. I always wanted a pair, and I just never got around to it.
If you're going in that line of football, it was maybe 2 pairs that I eyeballed. And it was the Mossified 3/4s, the black and white ones, and Megatrons.
Oh yeah, I got a pair.
It's something about
You still got yours, Mike? Yeah, I got mine.
Y'all got
I got the
Megatron?
socks. I got a couple Megatrons.
So y'all just both looking at me like I'm fucking. You know, I'm just gonna say it's a light skin thing.
No, you put up a very valid job. Oh,
it's because you're light skin. That's all. Y'all don't play. Y'all don't look like y'all play no football.
Anyway,
Light skin bitches.
wow.
Look at him. Got his fade front.
Okay over there?
That's cool.
So did y'all? I knew that y'all probably have been, glued to like nice kicks and stuff like that. Nike is actually going to be doing some rearranging with their execs, and they're going to be like jumping around. And they're going to be shuffle the board a little bit because they think that there are a lot of their silhouettes have become stagnant, and they're basically looking for new stuff. I don't know what you got to say about that, because I feel like there's so many people out there that are doing customs that we could really, Nike can really bring them on, like how they did with, and I'm glad we're talking about this now. Jason, I can't pronounce his name. Jason Perrier, or his name is Jason Petrie. All I know is he did the LeBrons from the 7s to the 11s, or the 7s to the 12s. Mm-hmm. My favorite silhouettes of LeBrons is what he did. And he started out
because once he made a South Beach, it was downhill from there.
Bro. But he made he's doing other stuff right now. But he made oh man, what was that?
Crack.
Oh my God.
Crack.
Anyway, he made outside of LeBron's, he was making sketches on Nike Talk, and that's how he went. And I mean, they gave him a job through that for the LeBrons, and he's been rocking out with LeBron ever since. He's always been giving him, even like right now, he's not really with him, but he's been giving like little insights on here and there on certain things about the shoe and how it should be made and all this and all that. Like LeBron goes back and forth with him. I'm pretty sure about that.
I don't think he directly does it, but
no, they have it ain't a direct thing, but they swap like pointers. Like all right, so with Kyrie and Leo Chang, I believe, Kyrie was actually hands on with his sneakers.
So you think when Kyrie decides to move on, well, not move on, decides to sign with a shoe label, you think he gonna bring him with him?
Leo Chang, I don't think he's with Nike anymore.
I was asking.
Because I remember, from the last Leo Chang, I believe the last thing he did was a KD, because they took him off of the Kyries. It was a Ben, I can't even pronounce his last name, but Ben and Kyrie, I guess they had some differences.
There's a lot of weird differences in this shoe business. Like, again, this is still one of my favorite, is the Kanye and Adidas.
Yeah, welcome back.
Right. But yeah, they had done freeze his money, because I think that's still wrong to do. Like, they froze 75 M's and basically said, we gonna get this to you, but we gonna hold. First of all, how you get control of my account? Let's start there. I
think it was a joint thing. It might be a joint thing. I'm not sure.
You're joining my ass. All I'm saying is, don't touch my money. Like,
so
you gave it to me. It's all money. Even if it's all money, I'd rather you take it all out and leave me with nothing than you just freeze my shit. Because I don't want to be able to. I can see it. It's like that scene off of Trading Places. I got $100,000 in this bank, and they threw him out and took his credit cards. Like, but it's my money. I earned this shit. Why can't I get my money? And this is going to get controversial. And this is in no way a reflection of my thoughts. It's just me looking outside in. Adidas, as you know, German company, owner, founder, was definitely doing designs for the Nazi Party on the athletic wear. Right,
That was true.
that's very accurate.
Wow.
Kanye goes off on Jewish people, which is wrong in itself. But wouldn't that fall in line with Adidas?
Got a point. Remember, Mr. Adidas is dead.
You just think about that, right? Wouldn't that?
He got a point, but he's dead. So of course they're trying to move on from that.
Hey, brother, Tiger can't change his stripes. All I'm saying is Adidas got stripes.
But they could say that about us.
About what?
Shooting at people, shit like that. Like they could say that about.
Not all of us do it.
But they could say, oh, well, the majority.
All I'm saying is it seemed like he was in step.
Everybody sells crack.
He knew he seemed misinformed. Like I could say this. That's probably why he was going off for real. Like I thought this was the move for us, and they was like, no.
Oh shit. Yo, he shot out. Yo, you out of pocket, yo.
Y'all don't get. So now y'all going.
All right, listen. That was a bit much.
I'm just saying when he showed up in the meeting, he just gave me how we not doing this no more? Like this is not us. And then he like
You gotta do a German accent.
How? Like how is this not us? Kanye, come on. How? You just be looking at him like they in secrecy. I'm just saying, it kind of fucks you up when you look at that. That's why when I asked the question about the shit being frozen, how do you do that? It's like the pot calling the kettle black. You froze my shit because I'm in line with what y'all believe in. That's not why I don't wear Adidas. I just maybe Jared can persuade me for real. I'm giving him that opportunity.
I mean, listen,
I'm putting that in his hands.
Like I said before, Adidas is they definitely stepping it up right now. But I'm sorry, right now, New Balance is leading the charge. They're the tip of the spear. It is.
You said in Indian spirit? Don't say that. They like Native American.
Who? What?
That's what you just said, didn't? No.
New Balance?
I thought you said. First of all, I thought you said they're leading the charge right now. They're doing the Indian spirit. The headphones ain't working. I said what I said.
Yeah, I apologize for that one. Okay, but anyway, like I was saying, New Balance is definitely leading the charge, and Nike and Adidas. I feel like right now they're trying to pick it up. They're trying to pick up the pace because New Balance is whoever their creative team is over there.
All they did was go back and pull up old shit.
I mean, it is.
I'm not saying it's bad. That's genius shit. Like.
It's not really so much old shit because if you look at, like I said, remember we were talking about this last episode, the top designers, they're grabbing up new and creative designers that are just
right.
Like, how long has JJ Jown? How long has he been out? I'm asking you, Mike.
Didn't he make furniture?
Like Jown. All right, so you got Jown, you got Joe Fresh Good,
right? What's the boy that just did Saucony? He did them crazy Sauconys that Mike licked in front of us.
No, you talking about.
The Asics, the house studio Asics. That's what you talking about?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a pair. Yeah. I ain't gonna wear them.
John came out 2006.
2006?
Yeah.
And who was he with first before New Balance?
Reebok. It looks like Reebok.
Oh, really?
Oh no, I don't know.
Come on, ZigTech.
They look like a pair of Reebok Classics.
Wow.
They look like a pair. No, they're not Reebok Classics, but they're
Reeboks though.
They're Jowns, but they look like Reebok Classics.
But a lot of these shoes is just old.
And they're giving
shoes.
The designers the what you call. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Jack Harlow's some of his Jones is pretty hot too.
Like the 550s is just old tennis shoes.
It is. It's old. It's
and
old.
That's
it's
cool.
Old shit,
I'm fine with it. But
giving them just a new flex.
As black people, we have a tendency to love old shit.
That's very true. And that's the reason. One of the reasons why we went into this episode because the origin stuff, all that stuff is just one big circle. It's just all coming back around.
And all this is started by Michael Jordan's mother, Dolores
Vans.
He was a Vans first?
Well, actually, it's a company called Victory Sportswear, which I don't know who they are. But then it was, I guess, the biggest shoe company that they had was Vans.
Okay.
And then it went to New Balance.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Okay.
His mom was a team player. You know who used to be a team player? Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen.
Not only that, I do want to talk about this though. Every basketball player has had their own individual shoe. they have had some type of like say in what it looks like to stand at third. He just picks it from out of a hat, and I was like, wait, what?
Who?
Pippen. It's just it's not one of them Jones where he's sitting up there like I wanted to be like this. Even Rodman did it his way.
All I'm saying is right now, Scottie Pippen is making Dennis Rodman look normal. Like, you know you fucked up when Dennis go, Scottie, you tripping. Like, you know you fucking up when Dennis is telling you tripping.
He ain't lying there.
Like,
he is not lying.
Y'all heard what he said. I'm not real. I feel obligated to let you know that this is the Scottie rant that we've been waiting on. Scottie, you fucking up. This is 3, man. This is 3.
So you heard the new one?
The one where you're talking about Mike?
He said it was horrible.
It was horrible. Yeah. Right. Scottie, man, I know it hurt. It hurt. It hurt when Future was slamming your wife and passing her around. And now it hurt that Marcus is crushing. Like, in my mind, Marcus had this whole plan since birth. Like, since he was 2 years old, he said, I'm going to get his wife. And he got her ass. Or you was fucking around with Mike when you was talking shit the first time on Last Dance. And he tried to cover that shit up by saying, what did he say? He said, I'm more of a team player. No, you're not, Scottie. Scottie, you're not a team player. You're a dickhead. Just, you was a whole dickhead for real. And we know it. I don't know what's wrong with you. But you lost your goddamn, everybody looking at, when what's my man name? What's his name? God damn it. He got into it with Malika Andrews, basketball player. Fucking, he used to play for the Celtics.
Kendrick Perkins?
Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah,
I can't even remember his name because I'm so hot. Kendrick Perkins, he actually sounded normal. And you know he normally start off with the, let me tell you, and I'm going to tell you why. He didn't go in that. He's like, Scottie, you tripping. Like, everybody knows you tripping. I know it hurt. Just tweet through it like everybody else. If DOC can do it for Erykah Badu, you could definitely do it for your wife, man. I know it hurt. It definitely hurt because A, his shoes was better than yours. B, the only reason why you in the top 50 is because Mike carried your ass there. Because when you was with, no. When he was in Portland, he was getting carried in Portland. He was definitely getting carried in Houston.
He had back problems.
I don't give a fuck. When Mike left,
bro, them first 3, that was a duo.
All I'm saying is this shit. He was injured half the time with the playoffs. Talking about something, my head hurt, my back hurt.
What was it, that third year? I think he averaged 20 more points in him per game in
Who's
playoffs, Mike, than Scottie.
The third year?
I think it was the third year. I think Mike averaged like 30 and Scottie averaged like 10 in the playoffs.
You know why? Because he was like, my back hurt. I can't be out here. Because he wasn't going to get MVP. That's what it really was. You was a hater.
Man. Anyway, listen, thank y'all again for stopping by. And, you know what I mean? Like, listening to us talk about the
What just happened? Somebody just ran in here and they draws. I know you saw it. I know you saw it. I saw what I saw. I saw what I saw.
Somebody was in a draw?
She just took off. She was